started sketching when I was around 5 because my stepdad is actually a fine arts student also. So he studied fine arts in UST and then went into study film in UP. So when I was a kid, that's what we would do. We didn't have iPads or anything like that when we were all kids. So we always had sketch pads, and my dad wanted me to start sketching because as a kid he noticed though that I was such a perfectionist, so much so that I didn't want to try things in the fear of it not being perfect. So he wanted an exercise for me that doesn't require perfection, that just requires expression. So he taught me how to draw, and ever since I was a kid I fell in love with it. Always took part in art exhibits and art stuff in school, and that's pretty much it. Started early. I think for me, I sketch usually when I'm feeling something very strong. Either I'm really happy or I'm really sad. So people would always see the stark difference in my sketches. It's either this and this, which are really sad, or this and this, which is happy, and then half sad, half happy because there's color. So I guess my inspiration always depends on how I'm feeling. I've always seen art as a form of expression and as a form of showing your heart to people to a certain extent. So that's it. That's my inspiration. I don't know. I just like the expressions that are made because when you draw faces, and I like to capture that. And one of the best things that I learned while I was in UP Fine Arts was that our professor wanted us to draw the face of Abraham Lincoln, right? And he gave us an image of Abraham Lincoln, and then I come to him and I say, Prof, I'm not doing well. I always seem to have a style that my hand does its own thing. It still looks like Abraham Lincoln, but it doesn't look hyper-realistic. And he told me, you're not going for hyper-realistic. You want your own flavor to be added to the sketch as much as you want the technicalities, the shading and everything, the lines and the solidity of the image. You also would want to know that, hey, it's also okay that, hey, you know that's choices work. But it's also great when you have your classmates who are just so amazing at copying images. So that's why I like drawing faces, I guess. I started with landscape painting. I wish I could show you, but most of the paintings that I've done, like mga oceans or scenery, I've given it away to family and friends. So it's just faces that are left now. So there. Okay, for my sketches, I usually have charcoal, so it's charcoal, and pencils. Where are my pencils? Ta-da! These are some of the best ones that I've tried. Reeves pencils. So these are birthday gifts actually to me, and best ones. Ang ganda ng pigment niya. And I also like acrylic, so I have acrylic that I haven't even opened. This is fine acrylic also. Lefranc and Bourgeois. That's the name. I have no idea. But it's also nice. Very, very, very nice, the pigments. But for Cretacolor is amazing. Thank you, Aaron Atayde, for your birthday gift. This is actually his birthday gift to me. And I use the pencils as well as the Cretacolor and the sketchbook. So I haven't sketched in a long time, but I tried it out and I made this one. So there. I've always been a fan of Amor Solo and JC Jacinto, who's also from Fine Arts, UP Fine Arts, an amazing painter. If you make me pick just one, I don't really have a specific artist that I always like look upon, but I love any art form as well. I think that's kind of my perception when it comes to these things. I just look at the art. I don't really get to look at the artist. I just like, for example, like the work of Agnes Cecile and Amor Solo is such an amazing Ben Cab, you know, medyo ano, local pala. But yeah, I don't really have particular ones that I'm such a fan of. With the internet nowadays, you can just put art and all sorts of art will come out. So favorite work of art will have to be this one. Well, one of my favorite from 2013, the sad one, and this one of Hannah's face, my best friend who's in the States now. That's the mold of her face. I also drew the ocean that I gave to MC Marga, so she has that, one of my most favorite ones. And I drew the face of this guy that I liked before, but I completely lost the sketch. Guess you'll never find out who.